welcome. So happy to meet with you again. This conversation is really exciting. Having conversation with narcissists can change the way we view the world in a big way. So I'm super excited that you're here. And I just want you to know that this is an incredible opportunity for me, and I'm super excited to meet you as well. What I've found is that so much of working with a narcissist is really wondering if you are the crazy one, because they really love to make sure that you know how crazy you are and how off you are and how much you've missed the mark. And it is so challenging to try to find yourself in all of that. So welcome. My name is Dina Beth. I'm with the Queen Within Consulting, and I love talking about all things relationships. And I believe that there is so much that is available, possible, and really so much potential in our modern marriages. We have more access to so many, morsels from research. We have, so many resources, so many supports, and really just some incredible people that will be coming forward to support you and to support me in the journey. And dealing with narcissists, we deserve all the support we can get. I've definitely had my share of experience with this one, and I'm going to be sharing some of the morsels this evening. Hello, Angela Jean. So nice that you're here. Welcome. What I know about this experience is that it taught me more than I could ever learn in a book. So I totally get it if you've been there before. Hello. Thanks for saying hi. So what I know is that when we deal with narcs, we often feel like we are the crazy one, and they are the masters of making that true in their mind. So would love to hear your own, I'd love to hear a little bit about you. So let me know where you're coming in from. If you're coming in live, let me know where you're coming from. Like if you're in Atlanta or somewhere far away. I'm just north of the Grand Canyon, and I am excited to be here. Again, my name is Dina Beth. This is a big conversation and such an important one. Hello, Carrie. Welcome. So glad you're here. And yes, this is a wonderful, kind of an inroads into a very big topic. But wow, have we all had experience with this one or what? So, hello, Amy. So happy you're here. Welcome. I know that I've talked to some people that feel like they're constantly attracting narcissists into their life. Like, my dad was a narcissist, my ex was a narcissist, now the guy I'm with, I'm thinking he might be a narcissist, and I'm pretty sure my boss is. So it's really real for some of us. Like, we just feel like there's so many people that are not understanding how intense this can be and how much of an impact it has on our every single day's even ability to function. At least for me, it was overwhelming how much I grew learning to deal with this person in my life. So let's see, I feel like I have to reserve myself all the time because people don't understand me and receive me. People got jealous. Oop, I'm right in front of the camera. Maybe people got jealous. Let's see, people. Okay, yes, absolutely. It's so real. It's like they just can't handle it when you have any wins, and they want to shut you down, and they want to make sure that you are wrong. I remember in dealing with my sister, who I honestly wouldn't necessarily say she's just a narcissist. I'm pretty sure she has some really deep-seated stuff that happened from childhood that I was really instrumental in stopping with my dad. And I believe that really hurt her, that it stopped when I asked for help, but when she asked for help, it didn't stop. So I think that was a really big part in our relationship and how the dynamics played out. Yes, and so many people are triggered by this creative juice. I think we are super creative and also incredibly, I don't know, intuitive is a good word, but maybe just super conscious, because we have to be able to rise from the ashes of some of this stuff and become so much more and help people that may be struggling with this. So if you know someone who has someone in their life that is really, oppressive and always making them out to be wrong, and they're just, it feels like that their altered personality kind of puts them at odds, forever. They have a hard time with their sleeping. Hello, Amelia. So happy you're here. Welcome. So for me, I remember just thinking, oh, I'll just sleep later. And I was losing it. I mean, I was pushing two jobs, full-time college. And, I had this woman that was just she was living in my home. And I honestly had her on a pedestal because before she came into my life, she was the dream of amazing. In fact, she had a huge influence in raising me. Both my parents were alcoholics, and she was all over it. She was in there helping, lives to come together for a long time. So I just had her like on this huge, she was like, a god. I sometimes see her older siblings as so amazing, like she's a goddess, right? She's so amazing. And she is an extraordinary human being. But living with her, oh my, there's a few swear words in there. We all have a way to internalize experiences. We all have, ways that we generate our own perspectives. But when you live with someone who never takes responsibility, never sees themselves at fault, ever, it's always you. And if you would only, and if you would just, and I can't believe you. And it felt like that if I did it, I did it wrong. And if I didn't do it, I did it wrong. And it was like, I was just like walking literally on eggshells, moment to moment to moment. And I would lay in bed at night going, and how could, and I can't believe she saw that, in all of that. It almost felt like I was like deliberately hurting her, and I knew in my heart that was not my intention. So I'm going to take a sip of my chocolate. Where is it? I have some really, in fact, I can't drink chocolate. I was watching this movie last night, and they were serving like hot chocolate, and I was like, I really want some of that, but instead it made me healthy. This is like a dandy blend with a little coconut, palm sugar and sucanat, and so it's a little different, almond milk, so all the good stuff I could find, but it's it's close enough to the chocolate milk that I would like to drink. So for those of you that didn't know, I'm working on a natural healing for cancer, so I'm doing all fruits and vegetables and only nuts and seeds, and I've been doing that for a couple months now, and I'm amazed. I've lost over 20 pounds. I'm loving it. So anyway, life is getting better and better all the time, and I love what I'm learning about my health and how that's like a huge, thanks for the love. I appreciate that. It's like a huge boon for like an avenue to get where we want it. If we want to be healthy, awesome. And I was going to come home from my Mexico experience and share all these healthy tips, but I found that what I really love talking about is this stuff because, we need help. So let's see, it's always me. Yep, yes, it's so true. It's like working through it today and with you. Oh, I totally hear you, sweetheart. I'm so glad you mentioned. So Angela's, just really, we're all facing this on one level or another. We always run into one person or another that seems to like make us out to be wrong. One of the things I tell my kids, if you have a teacher at school that is, like a neurotic or psychotic person that is really on your case, I tell my kids, hey, you're going to have someone in your life that's going to be a little bit off kilter, and it's probably a great thing for you to learn how to deal with because you will have a boss, maybe even a spouse, or maybe a child that drives you crazy, and it's a great thing to learn. So, and they try to hold you back. It's like everything threatens them. So hear you. It is so painful. I was done with my master's degree and came home, and I remember she just like lit into me about how, it was unnecessary to be educated and, what a waste of time. And I just blown away because I just had never met anybody that, wanted to make me the bad and evil and wrong person just because I got a degree. It seems interesting to me that that's how they are, but I'm convinced that it's a serious mental illness, and either way, whether it's narcissism or psychotic or neurotic or obsessive compulsive or what they call borderline personality disorder, it's all kind of the same type of thinking that is so destructive. It destroys relationships. It ruins people. It like makes them, if we let it. And of course, I chose to rise above it and let it be my greatest teacher. At least I would like to think that I did that. But I still feel that there's like scars, like there's some scar tissue in there of, ouch, that hurt, like, what? Yes, it's their own issues. It's just like I was learning today, and yes, they're very threatened, and they constantly project. Yes. I remember like bringing groceries home was a problem, not bringing groceries, just, you name it, it was wrong. Amazingly, it's taken me almost 10 years of not having this woman in my life to feel and talk about it. It takes time to heal from having intense people in our lives. I mean, it really takes its toll emotionally, physically, mentally. I think one of the big moments was bringing out the book. I don't know if you've ever heard of this one. It's called Stop Walking on Eggshells. And the other one is I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. And are we still here? My screen just went off. I'm like, what? Are we still here? Okay, I'm still here. Somehow I think my computer just went off, so I'm just going to turn back on. 1 second. I'm like, wait, that went dark. So I'm back. So yeah, it's always wondering if we're the ones that are off. You're so welcome, Angela. It is such a joy to me. It is their own issues, and they're constantly projecting. But I think what's fascinating is after 10 years of being away from this person, hey, Austin's here. Welcome, sweetheart. So nice to see you. Oh, Austin's making such huge gains and strides. I'm so excited. So she always believed that I was at fault every single time. It just didn't seem like anything could ever happen, but that I was the one that was wrong and needed to be corrected. And just today she sent a book, and it's been 10 years. She sent a book to fix me and my family member. Hi, Austin. So nice of you to say hello. And it's such a struggle dealing with people that are so obsessed with fixing everyone but themselves. Like, she could never take any blame over anything. It's like the way that they kind of see the world, I'm assuming, and I believe that she's not the only narc that I've had to deal with. And I think it's actually more to like a borderline personality because it's pretty intense. But if she sees something wrong with herself, there's like this black dot in the middle of the page, if it was just all white page, and everything about her is black because she only sees that one spot instead of seeing that there is just this one little thing that's weak, or this one area that she's working to overcome or improve. It just, in her mind, if she had to take any kind of like accountability, responsibility, or own anything, she would just like become obsessed with that one dark spot, and then she would just like want to die. She just like what's the Wizard of Oz witch, how she just kind of melts into a puddle of zeroing out. And it does, it throws you off. It does, it is I totally hear you. Having a hard time with this, it causes you to question yourself. I totally get it. Am I the one who's doing, she says, I'm the one who's doing that. Yes. So you feel like you're doing something amazing and she can't see it for anything. I mean, it's like anything that you do seems to threaten her. I so hear you. It just feels like you're off no matter what. So I'm totally hearing you there. Hello, Kate. So happy you're here. Welcome, welcome. And we have Jill with us. Welcome. So nice to see you. So I'm just wanting to say hi. So yeah, we wonder if our perception is off. Like, we are the ones that are off kilter, and yet, interestingly, after years of recovering from having this in my life, I feel like that, being able to have like this distance has helped me see that there was some predictableness in it. Every time she felt threatened, then it would become worse. Every time she felt like a lack of caring that she expected to receive, then she would become extremely worse. And I love Tony Robbins on this. He really, really helped me. I have a certification through the Tony Robbins Institute, and I love his work. I don't know if any of you are into Tony Robbins. Maybe you could send me a one in the chat if that's something that's interesting to you. But after tons and tons of research myself, and of course many books and lots of articles to kind of get over some of the pain of having to live with someone like this, and I lived with her for several years, and of course as a child, was under her care for a lot of my years with my alcoholic parents that were always gone, and she was trying to carry the load. I think a lot of it has helped me see her in a different light. Like, she, for one, grew up too fast. Like, she was carrying the load of my parents when she was a young person. And I really get that was a huge part of it. It's like she never really grew up in certain areas. And I think that helps me see her in a different light, because I really, really love my sister. I really want every good thing for her. And every year that goes by, it's easier for me to remember that, because I kind of forgot for a long time that I even cared, because I just wanted her far away because she was so mean. Even to this day, I'm still paying court costs and all kinds of stuff related to this woman, because when she's threatened, she's mean. And I love her, even at that. It's crazy. But the way Tony Robbins said it, and I think it helped me more than anything, was the only way for a person who has mental illness to truly overcome it, to get past it, to have any recourse or like movement, is to care more. And what caring more does is gives them less threatened, emotions, a less threatened response, less threatened behaviors. But it also allows them to get out of that fear that is driving their behavior. And what I love about Tony Robbins' work is he doesn't see people as narcissists. He doesn't see people as, like borderline personality disorder or have serious, mental illness. He just absolutely refuses to go there. He just simply says, caring more is the solution. And the more we can support them and, caring for them until they can get that, the more we're going to see that turnaround. I'm not saying in every situation that that's possible, but I know for me that it was very life-changing to recognize that that was what I could do. That was really the only answer that there was, instead of like labeling her and putting her in a box and saying, well, you're just this horrible human being that deserves to be punished forever. I was finally able, and I've got these amazing people coming on board, and I've got some things I want to talk about here. Good souls sometimes attract these people. I struggle with this a lot too. Thanks so much. I appreciate you, Austin. She says, I've been an amazing light in the struggle. Stephanie's with us. Welcome, Stephanie. Carrie Graff's with us. She says, I've never had a sorry or any apology or anything that ever hurt me in my 30-year relationship. I was blamed for everything. This stuff is painful. Everything is our fault. It's so true. 30 years. Can you imagine this? Gosh, Carrie, you're like a steel woman, like bionic woman, Wonder Woman. She finally left and separated from him 2 years ago, and even now he still makes her feel like she was to blame. Oh, bless your heart, Carrie. It's so painful. She finally decided she couldn't stand anymore and left him. Nothing she ever did ever mattered, living under the it feels like it's going to kill us. Like there's just really no hope at some point. Heather's with us. Welcome. Natisha's with us. Maria's with us. Welcome. So happy you're here. So I just want to acknowledge you, Carrie, for your courage and strength and sharing. What an incredible, 3 decades. Can you imagine being under that kind of scrutiny and disrespect and absolute unloved, unacknowledged, unappreciated state for 30 years. I just want to acknowledge Carrie for the tremendous courage it takes to live under that kind of duress, that kind of oppression. And you become something you don't recognize. And the way I love to look at it is rising from those ashes, becoming like the phoenix that just comes out of the ashes of that pain and turns our mess into a message, is what we're all about here. I'm so happy to have all of you joining me this evening for this incredible reminder that we each have a responsibility and an opportunity if we choose. It's always a choice. We're always at choice. And when we choose to care more, that's when we access our spirit. And that's when we're able to not only do more and better and turn our mess into a message, but become the kind of person that can really show up and serve those who have walked in a similar path, or that may be walking in something that's like that, like what Carrie's walked for 30. And I certainly didn't live it for 30 years, and I've had my share. I get it. And I had to find out, was I crazy? I really felt crazy I went to a therapist. I went to, a psychologist. I went to a full-on, eval, and I was like, I'm sure I'm losing it. I really felt like there was something seriously wrong with me. And what was amazing about the whole eval, because it took a lot of courage to go in and get, someone to psychologically evaluate my situation. The comments that came back was, actually, you have PTSD from living with someone with borderline personality disorder. I was blown away. PTSD? Yeah, post-traumatic stress disorder from living with someone who has a serious mental illness. It was mind-blowing. From that day to this, I've not stopped reading and studying and learning about how intense it is to live with someone who is so hurt Hurt people hurt people. And our job is to stop that vicious cycle and become a source, a divine source of support to people that deserve to have life and love and compassion and generosity. So here's Maria saying that she's choosing to stay single. PTSD, wow, yeah, it's something to not be laughed at. It was not funny. It was definitely a real struggle. It's an internal struggle. And what I realized after years is that my sister simply did not have the internal structure. She did not have the inner strength to find the capacity in her to say I was wrong, it was wrong of me. And I probably shouldn't have blamed you for that. She could never, not to this very hour, see herself as at fault, ever. Not even one single time. And I held my sister on a pedestal, and everybody around her did. And that was the challenge. That is the challenge of living with someone with this kind of disorder, is they look to everyone else like they're perfect, because they put on the most pristine face with the sticky sweet smile and the little, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If you've lived it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is so real, and it's so difficult to navigate around that, because there's just no way to get feeling better. So I don't want to go any further. I just want to say that I am here as a living testament that there are so many things that we can learn from this, that we can become more, that we can turn our message into, our mess into a message, that we can rise from these ashes and become someone who can truly serve and really serve well. I'm grateful for my sister. I'm grateful for my parents who are alcoholics that have mental illness as well. To this day, they live alone. I know that gives you a clue how much they've struggled. I love these people, and I've learned how to navigate in a healthy way with these relationships. And yet I don't speak to my sister, haven't for 10 years, probably won't for a little bit more. But I still have a tremendous amount of compassion and appreciation for what she's taught me. I look at these people as my teachers. I look at these people as my greatest source of what doesn't work. And I have looked to them continually for what would serve my life, because they have certainly taught me everything that did not serve my life. So to me, it's all in the journey, and embracing all of it and seeing it all as the gift and choosing on purpose to care more. That is the solution. So for anyone out there that is looking for some support with this, I encourage you to think if there's someone in your life, maybe a friend, maybe a sister, who could use some encouragement, that could use some support, and maybe something they're going through that is very, very difficult. Maybe there's something in their life that is, I just had a dear friend that just lost her son today. My heart just going out to her, because he was only 20. He took his own life yesterday, and it's just heartrending what we are going through. If you have someone in your life that is just really going through it right now, this would be a great time to share this video with them. So just copy the URL, pop it in her inbox, let her know that there's someone out there that would love to support her in the journey and help her along the way. I love getting into the middle of these difficult conversations, finding out what can be done to serve and serve well, because we need support. We need someone who's willing to stand by our side when things get really difficult and challenging and beyond anything we ever imagined we could walk through. So that's why I'm here. Again, my name is Dina Beth. I'm with The Queen Within, which is all about not only recognizing what's possible in today's marriages, but also really getting a clear picture of, bringing forward the resources, supports, and, the best morsels from research to give us really influence the way we see ourselves, the way we see the men in our lives, the way we see marriage, and how we can really show up to make a difference in the lives of those that we love and be the light, be the best version of ourselves, and that would be our queen. And you're absolutely welcome, Carrie. I hope it served you well. And happy birthday yesterday, or it was the day before. Anyway, I know you just already had a birthday, and you're such a dear friend, and I'm so happy you're doing well and had such a beautiful birthday. So just know that you have supports, you have people in your life that can be there for you to assist you in the journey, to make it easier. and someone who's walked it and that has the resources and has the books and has read the articles and has done the due diligence to be there, it's absolutely available to you. So feel free to let them know this video is available for them. And also we have an incredible 8-week course coming up. It's called Love Your Life program. For any of you that might be interested in taking this to the next level, it's going to be epic in its ability to transform lives, especially when it comes to understanding ourselves, understanding our partner, understanding what it takes to create an extraordinary partnership with your spouse. So I am super excited that you're able to be here this evening, and I appreciate your contributions, all the love, all the comments, all of the willingness to share, because wow, what an incredible journey we've been on. I commend you for your strength. I commend you for your courage. We are no small players. We play life big, and we're meant to live the very best life that's available to us, and that's what I'm here to serve you with. So yes, sometimes rejection is God's protection. We don't want to ever fear love. We want to learn self-care, and absolutely, the Queen Within is all about learning what it takes to lean in and help people with some of these exact issues. Appreciate you, Austin. You're a sweetheart. She said it's true. There are so many little tricks and tips that can make all the difference. And you're so welcome, Maria. Such a privilege to have you with us. So again, I do have 8 women that will be joining us for the 8-week program. It's an in-depth support with the Queen Within work. It reframes our wounds. We all have wounds. We all have what I call core wounds that have really shaped the way we see ourselves and the way we see men and the way we see life and the way we see marriage and the way we see our future. And I'm here to help you clear all of that out of your space so that you can move forward, that you can deserve to walk into places with men and feel irresistible, feel the beauty that you truly have and own it. I love being able to see, help you to be able to see and own that there's so much more available to you, that you can have joy, you can have connection, you can have freedom. I was talking to my daughter today about some of the very intimate details of her, intimacy in life and how she was able to overcome some things. It's just fascinating. I'm gonna have to do a whole nother live just on that one. It was so wonderful. And I told her, I would love to be a sex therapist, because this stuff is so important and it makes such a big difference in people's lives when they're able to have these conversations and make these little changes that transform their entire experience of their relationship, transform their entire experience of themselves, and they feel desirable again. They feel, honored again. They feel cherished again. Hello, Terry. So happy you're here. Welcome. So just know that it's a journey, and it's a wonderful journey, and I'm here to walk with you every step of the way. So any of you that might be interested in hearing more about this 8-week Love Your Life program, please take a moment and just type 1 in the chat so that I will personally be, happy to reach out to you, connect with you on a personal level, see how we can, if it's a good fit for you to take on this challenge. It's an 8-week course that is loaded with morsels, insights, reminders, and really the resources that you need to get you to the next level in your relationship and your personal life, and really serve you in the areas that would specifically address your concerns around core wounds that may be in the way. The goal is to get you past those road bumps so that they don't become roadblocks, because sadly, like I was telling my daughter today, we often end up with roadblocks and we kind of become disheartened, discouraged, and we give up in our relationships. And I'm here to support you so you don't have to take that path if you don't choose it on purpose and it truly isn't for you, and that you would love to be able to move forward. So where is it? It's right here online. We'll be able to have Zoom calls right here on the web, so you can do it from the comfort of your own home. There's no parking, there's no flights, there's no hotel rooms. It's simple, it's easy, and it's literally, I was having a session with a dear friend the other day in pajamas. It's just fabulous. She was in her pajamas, I was in my workout clothes, and we had an amazing session. So it's super, super easy. You can be anywhere in the world, and like this video technology we're using right now, it's absolutely available to you to sit right across from each other, have our coffee, in my case, my healthy chocolate drink that isn't chocolate, has no chocolate in it, but it tastes wonderful because I'm being mostly working on being a good girl, working on my health a lot these days. So Thank you for being here. It's truly been a joy. I know this has been long, but just know that I would be delighted to spend time with you and see if it would be a great fit for you. Again, it's called Love Your Life Challenge, and just know that it's all about serving you in the specific ways that you would love to see change in your life. Have a beautiful night. Thanks again for the cheers. Cheers to all of you. Thank you for a lovely occasion and a good time together. It's been fabulous having you here. Have a wonderful night and take care. Bye-bye. Thank you, Austin. You too. Bless you.